Hello and welcome to the Star Wars special. Today we'll be doing sort of a comprehensive review of all my Star Wars sets. Nothing specific. You can find all these sets reviewed at several other LEGO channels. This is just kind of what I got and why I have them. What's good, what's bad. Just a real quick once over. Don't believe I've done any Star Wars reviews in the past, and there's a very good reason for that. So without further ado, let's begin.
You're not me.
Yeah. Okay, so it's a pretty clear look at what I got, and you'll notice a very, very strong theme on characters. Shh, that's quiet. Just take you through real quick. Wesley! Okay, you'll see a very clear theme of what I have. As I say, before I never really got into the Star Wars sets. I do like Star Wars a lot. I always just thought there was a premium on the Star Wars sets. And Jang's done a lot of look into that, and that might not necessarily be true. It just felt like it. But after the Rogue One release, I loved that movie so much that I had to go out and get the sets. So, just real quick, you can kind of see who I've got, what I've got. This is the Han Solo that came with the X-Wing.
And this too.
And a Duplo fish. And you'll see he's got his Hoth outfit on. Back there I have a regular standard Han Solo outfit. Darth Vader, obviously. Krennic. These two, I believe, with the different helmets, go to the tank from Rogue One.
And that sticker thingy too.
What sticker thing?
Did you laugh at that too?
Not really. That's just regular Stormtrooper, 2 Death Troopers, 3 Scarif infantry, the landing platform trooper back there, and a Imperial pilot.
Yeah.
Over here, most of the good guys. Like I say, I have a couple yet in vehicles, not many.
Yeah.
We've Hoth Han, Chewbacca, Cassian, Hoth Princess Leia, Jin. I don't know these guys' names. They're just rebels from Jeddah. You have Chirrut, Baze.
You just hit that sticker thing.
I think that's just another generic rebel. Booty.
A guy. Booty.
Generic.
The guy.
Yeah, Booty the guy. Another rebel, the Admiral Fish guy. So Rebel pilot, Wedge, and Luke.
Yeah, Luke the guy.
And then back there, I have the micro sets, Chewbacca and his thingy, Han Solo, Millennium Falcon, obviously, Poe's X-Wing, and U-Wing. Those are both polybags.
The guy.
This is the only Force Awakens thing I had.
It's spaceship
Polybag.
too. It's spaceship.
And I don't really care for that film, so I didn't buy any sets for it. Okay, Wes, what's next? Good guys or bad guys?
Good guys.
Okay, we'll go through the good guys. This is Luke's speeder. I have Obi-Wan and Luke in there. This came with the Cantina set, which I had. I've taken apart the Cantina set for the pieces. I kept this intact.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool. It's pretty well detailed. It's a lot more detailed than the new one they just released. So I'm glad I have this one.
That one's released too.
Yeah. One thing I left out was the band from the Cantina and Greedo.
Yeah.
I've used those for another diorama.
That was here all day.
There somewhere. Not too important to me.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is a pretty cool vehicle.
Yeah, it is.
It's got all
pretty
these,
cool,
so it slides
too.
pretty easy across the ground.
It goes. It's like a boat.
All right, next we have possibly the most iconic, if not the second most iconic
Those are
ship
good
from
guys,
Star Wars.
too.
I'd say it's either an X-Wing or the Millennium Falcon. This is an older one. They didn't release an X-Wing with Rogue One sets, which I think they really missed out on an opportunity because they could have had the blue X-Wings with this,
It's going down.
with Rogue One, and it would have been really neat. But this came with Luke and Wedge. You can change this here to make it Luke or Wedge's X-Wing. You did only get R2-D2. I think Wedge had R2-D4 maybe. I'm not sure.
Too. It has lights too.
But it's pretty interesting building technique to get this nose. As you'll see, one hinge right here, and there's another one under here to get the slope right on the nose, which is a really cool building technique. There's not a whole lot of, I mean, there's compartments and stuff, but that lifts up, but it's not any storage. It's just to hide the worm gear that operates the X portion of the X-Wings. Down here is a little storage, and the landing gear, front landing gear goes up and down. But it's a pretty sturdy build for for play wise.
Yeah,
And
for play.
just
Legos.
beautiful. I think this
Right,
is,
Dad?
other than the UCS, this is the best looking X-Wing that Lego's
There's
released.
a dinosaur over
Oh.
there.
Next is the counterpart to the X-Wing, the Y-Wing. Original trilogy and Rogue One, just like the X-Wing. This is pretty cool. The Astro Droid is in
you, Daddy.
sideways. I love you too, bud. Which, to get
You
four
just
wide
got
here, I
right
don't have a
here.
whole lot of
What's
options,
right
but I
here?
wish it was oriented right. I'm not sure if they've ever released a Y-Wing before than with Rogue One, but I'm glad they did. It looks really neat. I've not really ever been a huge fan of the Y-Wing, but I say, I went on a spurge with the Rogue One sets to because I just love the movie so much. It does have landing gear. It's kind of hard to get up and down. Up here, it's got the spring-loaded shooters, and back here you'll see this little Technic gear. I believe these are the ion torpedoes. You just twist it and they fall out. I believe you get a total of 4 with the set. You get the 2 here, and then in this little crane thing to load 2 more and 2 spare missiles. That crane's kind of anticlimactic, but you just drop them in the slot and you turn the back wheel a quarter turn. You can load up 3. The 4th position will be the drop position, so you can only hold 3. Little cannon up here, but I say fantastic detail. I say the crane, there's a little bit you can do with it. They've kind of got that thing you can lift, but it's just a little thing. It's not like, oh my, like you wouldn't see this and be like, oh yeah, that's a Star Wars crane. So it is what it is. It's a nice little feature that goes along with it, but definitely something you can live without if you need to scrap for some pieces. Next up, the U-Wing, and this is really hard to get in frame. It is a long vehicle. The wings that protrude all the way out front, and the engines stick out quite a bit off the back. But this is a fantastic minifigure, or not minifigure scale, play scale representation of the U-Wing. Just start up front. You have 2 blasters, and then there's 2 spring-loaded shooters. Up here, you hit the button, and it shoots. Very well disguised buttons up there. From the front, you can just Wesley. Okay.
I just shoot it.
You did just shoot it right at the camera. Alright. Get it back in there.
Into the Legos.
This, if you remember from the movie, when they're flying, shots of the cockpit, that's glass bottom cockpit. And here's to represent that. You can just barely see up into... Wesley, no. You're going to shoot my face. You can just barely see up into the cockpit there. I don't... This... That doesn't come down or anything. It's just there. These flip down, but it's just... They're not supposed to.
Flew in your face.
Yeah, it did almost fly in my face. Up here's the cockpit.
And then
It's a generic rebel guy in the cockpit. It's not actually the pilot. The pilot's on the minifigure platform there.
You shaking it, Dad.
A little bit, yeah. Over here on the side.
You shaking it. You are shaking the robot.
It's pretty cool.
Too.
These doors slide open just like on the film. With a little tab here. It's easier for children to get in there. Both sides do open.
You're the man in there.
Yeah. See through there better. I do have two guys in there, and then these stud shooters flip out. It's like a door gun.
Shooter. Fire over there.
And don't ask me the names of the guys that are in there. Here in the back, you have a little flip down, but that's not for storage. That's just to get the proper angle.
Your computer just turned off.
It did. And on this side, it's identical. Opens up. Slides to the side.
Daddy, I can see.
There's a pilot.
Daddy,
What?
I can see it from
Yeah, you can see the camera through the viewfinder. Engine pods are pretty cool. Pretty well detailed for this scale. Very accurate representation.
Yeah.
I'll try to do this. You didn't see it a whole lot in the film.
Yeah, it just all slides
one or two
open.
times.
Yeah, Dad just
But
slides
these
open.
fly back. And this, I would say it's for more when they're flying in atmosphere, but they fly around in atmosphere with them closed all the time. It's a little bit different of a look. It really does change
Yeah, I see all
what the ship
door.
looks like a lot.
And it looks like a
And
lot
it's a pretty cool
like
feature
a
that they
button.
have in. No, don't shoot those. I'll lose them. But yeah, it's a very good craft. I really love this ship.
You can push the button.
The Lego set came out before the movie, and I thought it was a weird looking ship, but it became real easy to fall in love with this ship through the movie. So obviously I had to get it.
We'll shoot that one.
No, you sit down in that chair. All right, it was probably hard to go unnoticed from the opening.
There's a tag right there, Dad.
Yeah, this is the UCS B Wing. Now, I have wanted this ever since it came out. I just didn't want to spend the money on it. It is my favorite fighter from Star Wars. When I was younger, I did build a mock B Wing play scale. It didn't look anywhere near this good. Those flip down just like they do. And I mean, everything to this is to the nines. It is just a fantastic set. Visually stunning. All the way around. And it's really big. So it's going to be hard to get it all in frame. But just look at that. It's hard to imagine a more well detailed fighter. I've not seen in hand the UCS X-Wing or the Millennium Falcon. I did at Brick World saw the new $800 Falcon, which was more impressive than this, but it's also 2.5 times the price, so it better be. But this is just so well done. Various techniques. You see studs on the sides, studs that slope. The way they did the wings, especially this, I want to call it downrigger, to get all that look, that shape, studs on both sides. This is basically two identical assemblies married like that together. It's just all the way around fantastic, and I'm so happy and so impressed with it. Try to get back here to get you full in frame here. Yeah, just look at that juggernaut. And it's so beautiful. So, trying to peek in there. Yes. Who do you got? Who do you got there? Is that a Star Wars person?
No, it's Anna.
Who?
It's the camera.
Show in the camera who you got. Turn around so you can see her face. It's Moana.
Yeah.
We got the catamaran set with her and Maui. It was pretty cool.
Mom,
All right.
Daddy, the camera just moved.
Yeah, the camera does move. I got the turny bit a little bit loose. Alright, I'm not sure if this is good guys or bad guys. Ooh.
What?
Taking the AT-ST with me.
What's that one?
This is the Battle of Scarif play set.
What's that guy right there?
This?
Yeah.
K2SO, the robot. It's got Jen in her
What's that?
Imperial disguise. Cassian in his regular battle gear.
Look at the
K2 came with Krennic's shuttle, but he's here because he should be there.
Look at those trees, Dad.
There's a couple play features. Right here's the Master Switch, if you're familiar with the movie. A couple play features on here, and to be perfectly honest, I don't really remember how they...
Daddy, what's that trash
Go.
can right there?
Trash can?
Yeah.
Right here?
Yeah, two.
I think that's just a thing. I'm not sure if it's a trash can. This flips down,
Yeah.
and then you can open the doors.
You flip that with that
And that'll go to that like little
thing.
shuttle thing. The floor explodes. For the life of me, I don't remember how. Bear with me.
What the floor?
Okay, so you flip these out. Okay, there's a little weapons cache there.
There's guns.
Did not remember that.
Those are guns.
Yeah, those are guns. Boy, I'm failing on this review pretty hardcore. The floor explodes. I know it does. I don't remember how it explodes.
It explodes like this.
Yeah, this part comes up. I'm almost positive. Maybe it doesn't. Well, if I figure it out, I'll let you know.
Okay.
Could have sworn it exploded. I mean, those don't feel tight in there at all.
You just blowed it already.
I did?
You saw it explode with your finger.
Oop, there goes her helmet. Here's the back side of that. Not a whole lot to look at. A couple of control panels and stuff.
And there's a swing door.
The front is where it's at, and I wish I remembered how. Those are not in there at all. There's got to be a
Switch somewhere.
Yeah, there's a switch somewhere, but oh well.
Load it.
If I remembered how, I would. I don't think it was spring loaded. You had to push something. Oh well. I don't remember. I was never actually going to use it as a playset anyway. It's just for display for me. So.
Wish we.
Yeah, there's the battle on Scarif. Give me one of those big figures, guy.
Okay.
Guy.
Let's get that one.
All right. This is
There's a Lego
Oh,
thing.
they're kind of tall.
That's very
This is the my least favorite of them. Ah, shoot. Ooh. That was almost an expensive mistake. Okay. Jin and these buildable minifigures.
You are shaking it.
Yeah, that's part of it. Least accurate representation. It doesn't really look like her.
My favorite. The robot's my favorite.
I don't know what else to say. I think it's
This
you have a play feature here.
This robot's my favorite.
I got her to complete the set.
Daddy,
I wouldn't have bought it
robot's my favorite.
otherwise.
It's
All right,
my
let's
favorite.
see K2.
Okay.
All right, no, this robot. Okay, well, I guess we'll do Chirrut. Chirrut, much better representation. Very accurate. He's got his, the way I got him posed, the bow doesn't deploy very well, but he's got his, I won't say bow caster, because that's what Chewbacca has, but it's a bow shooter. Very accurate representation all the way around. He's got his little, leg.
This is hard.
Leg wrappings and everything. I think they nailed the face. Much better representation than Jin. Alright, who's next, bud?
The robot.
Alright. Probably everybody's favorite from the thing.
That's my favorite, Dad.
Yeah, my favorite too. K2, again, very accurate representation. He does have a play feature as well. Back here's a little just piece sticking out, but he'll do a little battle action, I guess.
Are we going to use
Another very good looking character, very accurate. Really out of this line,
Are we going to
Jin was the short stick. Alright. How about that? Another big guy. Not that Walker, the big guy, the red.
Okay.
You give me, his name is Baze.
Yeah. You call him that.
Yeah. And Baze. Again, great representation. Face is a little bit off, but it's still a lot closer than Jin's. He's got his big fully automatic blaster cannon thing.
Yeah.
No play features like as far as battle action or anything, but
right there.
again, a very good representation.
Yeah, how we shoot that.
All right, ATST.
He's a big guy.
I'm pretty sure there's been other variants of this. This is the Rogue One again.
Yeah.
I'm not sure the other ones are bigger, or if this is the proper scale.
Yeah.
It walks a little bit, but it's going to be really hard to get any other pose than just standing there. It does spin around. Wesley, you want to show that?
Yeah.
Little knob in the back to acquire targets. It looks really good. I mean, I think it's a great representation. It is. It's play scale again, so it's a lot smaller than what it would be otherwise. It does have two stud shooters, or not stud shooters, spring-loaded shooters up here in the front. And if you
big.
up here, you lift up. Well, you can lift up just the hatch to see in there, but you can't get anybody in through the hatch. If you lift up the entire head there, you'll see I've got the pilot, or whatever you want to call him.
Lego finger.
Yeah. Oh, well, now he's not in there. So.
Because I take that out.
Yeah, you did. But very cool set. I say very well detailed. Looks like what it's supposed to look like. My only complaint would be it's a little bit small, but it was also not that expensive. So.
Yeah, I take
And the big thing, like you saw the UCS B Wing, when you start getting that big, it's really hard to play with. So this is a great size to play with, which is the point. Wesley, what's next? Not juice. We are not doing juice reviews or product placement for said juice.
The dinosaur.
Get it. Alright, this also came with the Cantina set.
Dinosaur!
I mean, it's just kind of a footnote from the first movie, but it's pretty cool. You get this big,
the helmet.
The big lizard thing. You get a sand trooper.
A fish.
This doesn't do a whole lot. The jaw opens, but
the fish came with it too.
No, the fish did not come with it. Yeah, mostly just you get the stormtrooper there. It's pretty cool little. Yeah, if you're doing a play set or a diorama, it's a nice thing to have. Nothing too spectacular. Now we have the mini. No. TIE Fighter command ship.
Yeah.
It's got 2 flick missiles.
The fish came with it too.
These are just little fun things to have on display. I like getting them. They're pretty cheap.
Take the fish and the camera too.
If you want. If you insist. But just little fun things. They're not made to be super accurate representations, and that's fine. They're nice little things. They don't take up a whole lot of shelf room. You put up there. Shows your fanhood. You get a nice little fun build. Yeah, no complaints.
Fishy.
Alright, Captain's Orders. TIE Striker. This thing, just like the U-Wing, super long, and it's really hard to get all in frame. Very Duplo fish. Okay, Duplo fish is now going to be officially part of the TIE Striker.
Yeah.
I think they snap on. Okay. The wings
I can see the
go up and
fish
down.
on there.
I'm not entirely
I
sure
can see the fish on there.
if this is.
On the wing.
I'm pretty sure this is the flight mode, and
I
then this
can
would,
see
down
the
would be
fish
like
on
landing.
the wing. Right there.
You have quite a bit of Technic assembly here to get that to function properly. Ah, and we're gonna. Back here you have.
Fish.
Okay, look out. Back here, this little. Okay, that's not. Little
fish.
balls and. It's not really friction that holds it up there. It's the angles you get these in.
Fishy fly everywhere.
And they lock in.
To the camera.
Sorry.
The
But they do go up and down pretty easily. You can do them up just by hand. Down is a little bit harder. You do have to do the. Okay, Wes, that's enough. You do have to use the ball back here to get them down.
I can see the fish. That was a fish again.
Back here, there's a little storage compartment. You have some weaponry and
Fishies in
scanners
the
and
camera.
stuff like that. Okay, that's enough, Wes.
No, that's enough, fishy.
And then the cockpit. Just exactly what you'd expect. The front comes down too. Kind of helps get a minifigure in there, but very, very good looking ship. Great representation from the film. Glad I got it.
See you.
Yeah. Okay, here we have Krennic's shuttle.
And the fish.
This
too.
thing is
fish.
a lot of pieces. I don't
And
remember.
the fish.
No more fish. Wes.
It's a
I don't remember how many the piece count, but it is huge. It's not only huge in scale, but huge as far as pieces used. These wings are identical assemblies. They fold down. Look out. Look out, bud.
Oh, yes.
And a little bit different on the hinges. You'll see it's two ball joints as well as some Technic pieces. And it's all friction, but it works very well. If you were actually in flight, these would go down another about 30 degrees.
The wings go up.
To get in there, this isn't... Wes, okay. I'll put the wings up. To get in there, that you have an accurate representation here in the front,
A wrapper.
where the
It's a wrapper. It's a wrapper.
this comes up,
Looks like a wrapper, Dad.
and you can pull that down, and that just be your normal
Don't
plank
look like
going in
wrapper.
there. But if you actually want to play, stupid missiles.
You shoot it out
Yeah,
there.
I'm not actually a fan of these. They're fun for play, I guess, but that's what I do.
How we shoot
To
them?
actually get in there, if you wanted to pose people or look, these
How we
sides
shoot
come
them?
all the way down,
How we shoot them?
and the front comes all the way up like that. So you have two spots up front to put guys.
How we shoot them?
Up here in the cockpit, another place for a guy.
How we shoot them?
And then another back here to sit, and one on the other side. You'll have little stairs up to the cockpit. It's all pretty neat. And
How we shoot them?
very well done, where they just
How
fold
I
right back
shoot
up.
it.
There's no binding.
How we shoot them? How we shoot them?
And then the back here also opens up. You have some weapon storage in there.
How
Not
we
a whole lot, but
How we shoot them?
there's a good look at the back.
How we shoot them like that?
Ah,
How we
just some good light here. Good look at the back there. I love these blue engines they do on the Star Wars. They look great in the film and also in Lego.
How we
Just
shoot
love them. Yeah, it's Krennic's shuttle. It's really cool. It's a really fun build.
How we
A
shoot
lot of
them?
unique
How we shoot
techniques used, so
them?
really
How we
cool
shoot
build.
them?
yeah, it's pretty cool. All right, lastly, this little tank / transporter.
Those are shoot.
Saw these on Jeddah. Just these little wheels down here, clear Technic wheels. Don't.
What's those?
Let's shoot those. Don't.
How will you shoot that one?
Say, I don't really care for those. But yeah, these were on. Don't. These were on Jeddah when Saul Guerrera's troops kind of ambushed the the Imperials. See, that kind of opens up. It does hold two of the troopers, stormtroopers.
Engine off. Engine off.
These are kind of movable. These are not engines. One of these came with the set, and the other one came with the battle on Scarif. These are little. It's supposed to be for the Kyber crystals. So I'm kind of disappointed they didn't put one of the crystals, the little 3 crystalline things, Lego pieces in there. Instead, it's binoculars and weapons. But it still works. I would say it would have been better with actual Kyber crystals. But
that's wrong, Dad. That's wrong.
But yeah, it's a pretty cool little set. Just a little play thing. It's pretty robust. Looks cool. And this might be something you could actually scrap out pieces if you needed something. Because it's not a huge iconic thing in the film, but it's good for play. Like I said, it's very robust. Looks neat for what it is.
We can break and scrap it.
We might end up doing that. I'm not going to say do it right now, though. So, that's the end of the Star Wars special. I hope you enjoyed it. I really enjoyed building all of them. And until next time.
See you tomorrow.
That's not our catchphrase. What do we say at the end?
See you in the video.
No, we'll see you in the video. Happy building!
Happy building! Bye.
Yeah. Can't believe you forgot.